Hey guys, today we're going to do something a little different. Take a break from cleaning and decorating because, trust me, you will see in the upcoming, no, not the upcoming, part two of the Decorate for Christmas with me. I just, I needed a break. So, we are going to kind of do a book review. So, um, the little backstory. I've never heard of Collen Hoover until a bunch of people that I watch on YouTube and TikTok started really raving about her books. And one of the books that they raved about was this book, Regretting You. So I'm not going to spoil the book. I definitely don't want to do that. But I will say I almost didn't even finish it. um, try and think of how to word it. Like, because the overall rating for this book, we'll say out of 10, I would give it a 7. So it's pretty high rating. So you're probably trying to figure out why I wasn't even going to finish it. So a little backstory. During Hurricane Ian, I was stuck up in Haines City because we did not have power down here, and we had already moved everything from our house in Haines City down here, so there was no internet, no TV, no nothing. So instead of just sitting around staring at blank walls, because the first few days I was up there, even the phone service was not working. So, while I was at Walmart, I looked at the books and I saw this one and I was like, oh, I heard great things about it. Let me get it. I got through the first 3 chapters and just almost quit reading it altogether. It is a very slow starting book. Very slow, in my opinion. Everything I'm saying, again, is in my opinion. Very slow starting book. So I almost stopped reading it altogether. I'm like, whatever. I probably just wasted, how much did this cost? Like $10? Well, this says 15, but I know it wasn't that much at Walmart. I'm pretty sure it was like $10 or $11. Anyway, so I bought this book and I was like, I'm probably just out the money. It happens because I've bought a lot of books in my day. Trust me. I got rid of a lot of books because I got tired of moving a lot of books, and I still have a lot of books, but all my books again were down here. I didn't think about taking a book or anything with me up there because I wasn't planning on being up there for almost 2 weeks. So, yeah, this book does not start getting good, in my opinion, until about chapter 7. And chapter 7 is where things that we already kind of figured out get confirmed. And really, I will say this, it doesn't really spoil the book, but really nothing is ever technically confirmed. We're still going off of assumptions through the whole book because in the end the one of the main characters, Morgan, chooses to not confirm it, basically, is what I'm saying. So yeah, the two main characters is Morgan, which for some reason through most of this book, in my head, I kept reading it as Morgana, and that just shows how big of a Merlin fan I am, for one. And I haven't watched Merlin in forever, but like, I kept reading her name as Morgana, and then like I would like catch myself saying, "Why am I calling her Morgana? Her name is Morgan." So anyway, sorry, my allergies have been bothering me today. But so if I keep scratching at my nose, I'm sorry. The other character is Clara. That is Morgan's daughter. And so the book basically goes back and forth on their point of views. And um in my opinion, I mean, I know the book is basically about them two, but another main character in my opinion that um really should have had his own, and maybe there's a second book to this. I don't know. Maybe there's a follow-up book where things are confirmed. I don't know. But why can't I think of his name? Let me find his name. Jonas. I didn't even find his name. Jonah. Um he is another, in my opinion, maybe she should write a book from Jonah's point of view on the situation, and maybe Jonah has more confirmation on things because Jonah is the one who kind of discovered stuff in the first place. So anyway, I in my opinion there's three main characters. I mean, if you want to count Claire's boyfriend, four, because there's a whole backstory with him as well. And I guess I'm just one of those people, like, I invest in the characters, and so I kind of want to see, like, Miller's backstory, and I want to see Jonah's point of view on this whole situation. I'm trying to think of what to say without spoiling it, because I don't want to be one of those people that, like, completely ruin the book. Let me see. I'll just go ahead and read kind of the synopsis on the back, and then that way I can kind of figure out, well, it's basically there and I can kind of explain it. So it says Morgan Grant and her 16-year-old daughter Clara would like nothing more than to be nothing alike. Morgan is determined to prevent her daughter from making the same mistakes she did by getting pregnant and married way too young. Morgan put her own dreams on hold. Clara doesn't want to follow in her mother's footsteps. Her predictable mother doesn't have a spontaneous bone in her body. With wearing personalities and conflicting goals, Morgan and Clara find it increasingly difficult to coexist. The only person who can bring peace to the household is Chris, Morgan's husband, Clara's father, and the family anchor. But that peace is shattered when Chris is involved in a tragic and questionable accident. The heartbreaking and long-lasting consequences will reach far beyond just Morgan and Clara. While struggling to rebuild everything that crashed around them, Morgan finds comfort in the last person she expects to, and Clara turns to the one boy she's been forbidden to see. With each passing day, new secrets, resentment, and misunderstandings make mother and daughter fall further apart, so far apart it might be impossible for them to ever fall back together. So, it kind of does touch on Chris. Chris is Morgan's husband, Claire's father, like I said in the synopsis. Here's the thing that gets me. It calls him the family anchor. I would not I would not give him that title. No. But anyway, so yes, he is involved in a tragic accident. I won't say what kind of accident because I don't want to spoil it, but the circumstances around the accident is what made it interesting. And like in that chapter, like if you've read the book, you know what I'm talking about. In that chapter, when they go to the hospital because of the accident, right? So that right there, we already know what's going on, or at least we think we know what's going on, right? So it is basically, I don't want to say confirmed. It is more hinted towards confirmation in chapter 7. And that there is where the book starts getting good, in my opinion. So, anyway, Regretting You, I give it a 7 out of 10. I do plan on getting another one of her books before I completely say yes or no if she would be a recommended author, in my opinion. So I will be reading another one of her books. I'm trying not to buy any more books. I want to get a Kindle. Um, so I am been reading the books I have here at the house, which I'm reading a series now. And once I finish all 3 books, I'll do a full series review on that one. But yes, for Regretting You, 7 out of 10. And Colleen Hoover, I will let you know once I read more of her books. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this break from chaos with me, and let me know down below in the comments any recommendations, whether it be which Colleen Hoover book you think I should try reading next, or any other book series, or just books in general you think I should try reading. I do love to read. Um, Honestly, I just got back into it. I took a long hiatus from reading because it got to the point where I could not hold concentration on anything of that sort. So I'm finally getting back to where I can read and actually enjoy it. So again, leave me down below in the comments any suggestions, recommendations, or if you've read this book, how'd you like it? What would you rate it out of 7 out of, or what would you rate it out of 1 through 10? Again, 1 being like the absolute worst, 10 being the best. Because I'm curious. Also, please, please, please don't give away the book in the comments. We all know people who will like tell you the whole book and or movie or TV show, and I just don't like ruining things for people, so please, please do not ruin it. Anyway, again, thanks for taking this time, enjoying this little break from reality with me, and I will catch you guys next time.